Well, extreme weather turning deadly during this weekend's monster storm. In New York City alone, at least 3 people died while shoveling snow.
All apparently suffered heart attacks. This is just one of the health hazards Dr. Siegel warned us against yesterday during this winter wallop. So how can you protect yourself? Fox News Medical A-Team's Dr. Marc Siegel joins us now with some life-saving tips. Doc, you were on our show yesterday warning us, and we had three fatalities because of it.
New York City alone.
Because people are just not being careful enough, and they get out there, they shovel snow. They're not supposed to be doing it because they've been sedentary. They're not people that exercise regularly. Maybe they're overweight. People don't realize that shoveling snow is actually a major activity. Did you know that it actually is worse in terms of raising your heart rate and blood pressure than running on a treadmill? A Surgeon General's report said it's the equivalent of bicycling 5 miles, plus you're using your upper body. So imagine you're out, it's like you're out in the snow on an elliptical and lifting weights at the same time.
Yeah, you said in 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes of shoveling, that's what's equal to 5 miles on a bike. That's incredible.
Just 15 minutes. And the people that are doing it are not the same people that are usually exercising. So you can't go from a couch to being and by the way, it's also, Anna, goal-oriented, so you don't want to stop. With a treadmill, you get tired, you get short of breath, you're going to stop. With shoveling snow, you say, got to get that driveway cleared. You slip, you hurt your back, and there's several hundred heart attacks a year.
Yeah, so to our viewers, if you live next to an elderly couple or something, go over there and help them out. The other tip that you have that we need to make sure to do is bundle up because of hypothermia. Hypothermia
is a huge problem because the first symptom may be getting confused. Usually we have 98.6 our temperature, but you know what? If it gets down to 95, you're going to start slurring your words, you're going to get confused, and you may not get out of the cold fast enough. And if I see somebody that's hypothermic, I want to put them in warm blankets. I want to get them to the emergency room right away. I want to give them a warm intravenous. I want to use something to really warm them up quickly. Sometimes I use something called ECMO, which literally warms the blood, takes it out of the body, and puts it back in. It's a very dangerous situation.
Also, kids out there playing, they don't realize that their hands have been exposed for a long time. Frostbite, a major concern. How can you tell?
Clayton, this can occur within 1 to 2 minutes of being out in the cold. So I urge everyone out there, wear those gloves, wear those hats. You know, a lot of heat escapes through the head. Cover your mouth. That's where a lot of heat leaves. But if your fingers start to tingle or to feel numb, or to turn red, that could be frostbite right away. Get inside, start rubbing them, put them under warm water, again with the blankets.
So speaking of feeling numb, you know, some folks might say, I'm going to warm myself up a little bit, have a drink or two
hot toddy
before I go, a little hot toddy, false warmth before I go out and shovel. Good idea?
She said it before we came on here. It's false warmth. It's false warmth because you feel great. You know, even your cheeks may turn red, but guess what isn't turning red? The inside of you. You know what? When you drink, you lose your body's thermostat. You lose the ability to sense the cold. And then you're out there, you start getting confused from the combination of the alcohol and the cold. You're wandering around. Really bad idea. You get dehydrated. You have to preserve blood flow to your body, to your vital organs, and you know what takes that away? Alcohol. The worst idea. You get dehydrated, you get confused, and your skin gets colder and colder. Very poor idea.
And while we're using apparatuses to help heat ourselves back up in our homes, we need to worry about carbon monoxide poisoning and also fires, you say.
Well, because space heaters, you know, you're not used to where that plug is being put in. You can actually trip a cord, you can get a break in the cord, you can get an electrical fire. Those devices that emit like propane and that kind of a heat, that can give you a gas fire. A lot of people in this kind of weather use the stove to try to heat the room, and that's an extremely bad idea because, again, the gas can leak. You can have gas fires. You can have an emission of carbon monoxide from these things and not know it. That is an invisible killer. We get a ton of carbon monoxide poisoning.
You're right. In the middle of the cold, I find outlets in my garage that I never knew existed, plugging things into that, you know, we'll see.
And you're plugging things in, Pete, that you haven't used in a while. So you plug them in, you have a fire from it. It's a very bad idea.
All right, Dr.
Especially in times when you see electricity going out, people are using these devices that they shouldn't be.
All right, hopefully people heed your warnings. Thanks, Doc.